Hello guys, it's been a while since we shot a video because we've been busy selling cars rather than shooting these videos. Now today I've got the Zeeker 007. It is the second car Zeeker has released. Now they have classified this car as a family sedan or the first car for a fresh graduate, because this is the most value for money car you can buy currently on the market. Let's have a look around this car. At the front here, you have this one line of daily running light. They have some preset programs that you can project from these lights. You can draw on the screen and you can program these lights to do whatever pattern you want it to do. On the side here, you have 19-inch alloy wheels as standard. You can opt for 20-inch alloy wheels as well. Now the top performance model, there's only 20-inch available, but that's forged alloys. On the side here, door handles kind of hits inside, and you just need to put your hand here and it opens automatically, and you have these sporty frameless windows. You can also opt for those doors that has no door mirrors at all. There's only a button on the side here. You can push it and it opens automatically. Over here you have charging pads and it opens automatically. You have a fast charger here which supports up to 800 voltage super fast chargers, and then you have a home charger port as well. To close it, you just need to push the button here. It's automatic again. On the back here you have a sloping roof which is made of one piece of double glazed glass, and then you have these brake lights as well, just one line, and there is some very interesting wave patterns here. You may not see it right now, but during the night when these brake lights shines can have some very interesting hues over here. You have some rear diffusers here, and then this is the boot opening. Now the boot opening is pretty wide and it's really deep as well. And then over here you have a false floor down here. You can put your charging cables. It's a pretty decent size. That's definitely capable of carrying all your daily, shoppings, and if you're going to the airport, a few luggage cases as well. Now I'm currently sitting inside the cabin. The first thing you feel is quality. Although this is the base model, you have basically everything that you get from the top range model. So you have the Alcantara roof here. You have a very interesting, rather than a handle, a storage space for your sunglasses. You have the two-tone steering wheel. You have all of these Nappa leathers. Basically everywhere you can touch is covered by leather. And then you have these 15-inch touch screen in the center. If we start from the steering wheel, they have left quite a few, not physical, but touch buttons on your easy access ones on the steering wheel. Here you have your auto parking, you have your lock, you have your 360 camera, you have your boot opening and the charging pads. And then in front of me, there is a probably 10-inch multi-information system or screen. On here you can see the speedometer here, you can see your driving information and the status of this car on here. Now this car is fully charged and is showing me a 864 kilometer of range. This car has, similar as a Tesla, your gear selectors behind the steering wheel right here. In the middle, we skip the infotainment system for now. You have two wireless charging pads. Both of them are ventilated. There are cold winds blowing underneath. Your phone's not going to get overheated. Over here, this thing is covered by Alcantara as well. You have two cup holders. If you're not using them, just close it like this. And then you have a quite decent sized storage space in here. And there are two USB charging ports. And one of them is a 60-watt fast charger. So, if you're not happy with the speed of these wireless charging pads, you can put your cables in here and then charge your phone inside there. These seats, as I said, they are all covered by Nappa leather, and they ventilated, heated, and have massage functions. Now, basically standard on all electric cars. They are very comfortable, I have to say. All of these seats, you know, apart from 16-way adjustments, you have a side support at standard. So, you know, if your legs are quite long, you can raise this thing up, and then it gives you plenty of support underneath your side. And that's standard through all the cars as well. Going back to the infotainment system, this car has the latest Snapdragon 8295 chip in here, so it's pretty fast. If we look at the navigation itself, it's really smooth. You can pretty much control everything in here, you know, similar as you can see on other, you know, electric cars. We are in the setting of this car. Again, as standard, you have a electrically adjusted steering wheel. Now, if I just go into the menu here, I can adjust my steering wheel up or down, or closer to me, or getting, right? The adjustment for the rear mirrors is on here as well. And this is basically all standard. In this drive menu, you can adjust the driving mode, comfort, standard, sport, and your energy recuperation, and the mode of the steering wheel as well. Auto parking is almost a standard function on most of the electric cars, but this car has a very special feature. If you are in an area like, you know, what I'm here now, there's no parking spaces as lined, or you can go to the auto parking function, and then you can basically select your parking space yourself. You can turn it, you can twist it, you can put it basically anywhere you want, and this car will just park it to the spot that you have selected. The back seat of the 007 is pretty much as comfortable as the front one. Both of these seats can be reclined, controlled over here to about 10 centimeters, so you can make yourself comfortable at the back here as well. Now, knee room wise, you know, you can see there's plenty of room for your legs, and there is a little space underneath the front seats as well, so you can stretch out. You know, because of the sloping roof, the roof itself there's not that much room, to be honest. Though if you're over 6 foot tall, you probably bump your head on the side, but for short journeys that should be okay. You have a center armrest here, and there are 2 cup holders here, and then there is some area that covered in kind of velvety material, so if you put your phone here, that's not gonna slip around. Unfortunately, there's no wireless charging pads in the middle, but instead you have 2 charging ports over here, so you know, if you're sitting at the back, you should have no problem charging your phone up or your iPads. Above me, you can see, you know, there's a full slab of glass. Apart from this center hinge here, it goes all across the car, goes to the back as well. It's tinted, but you do feel this car is really airy and roomy. Sitting at the back here, basically you have nothing to complain really. Now let's take this car onto the road and see how it drives. I'm now currently on the road. So the first thing you notice is actually this car is pretty low, only 1.45 meters tall. I would think, you know, with the batteries underneath, you'll be sitting quite high, you know, like a lot of the Neo cars. But this one's different. You actually feel that you're sitting quite low, like a sport car. And I have a very good view outside as well. And this is the single electric motor version, so this is a basic model, as we said, and the 0 to 100 is only 5.6 seconds. You still feel this car is, you know, really composed, and I think, right, when you need it to go, it actually goes pretty well. It's nippy, so if you want to change lanes, you can't really feel much of a body lean at all. So I've set this to the comfort mode, so you know the riding quality is pretty good. You can feel, you know, the imperfections on the road, you can feel the bumps as well, but that's pretty much it. So the suspension basically get rid of most of the, you know, uncomfortable feelings that you may have. This is really surprising because considering this is the base model, the riding quality is, far exceeded my expectation, to be honest. And the main competitor of this car probably going to be the Tesla Model 3. To be honest, at this price range, this is only 30,000 US dollars. I have to say, to me, this is a better car. It's better composed and it feels solid. I think some people say the Tesla Model 3 is more sporty than any electric car that you can find on the market, especially a family size sedan, but this is quite interesting. The only thing is the steering wheel itself is quite a square shaped, so when you're making turns it kind of feels a little weird, but it may just take some time for you to get used to. Some of the electric cars that I have driven, their brake pedals a little grabby, if not too grabby. So when you are stopping, you're kind of nodding all the time. And this brake, I have to say, is really good. It is just as you want it to be. It has all the stopping powers to stop this car, but at the beginning, it's not grabby at all. The little screen in front of me, there's so much information. Now, on this car, four-wheel drive model, you have a super long range laser radar, you have 12 supersonic radars, and you have 12 millimeter radars, and with multiple cameras around the car as well. It basically enables this car to drive itself, and the what's it called, NZP, or fully automatic drive, will be available in a lot of cities in China pretty soon. But just right now in front of me, this little screen here, there's so much information. You have all the lanes that you can go. I'm currently on the left turn lane and it gives me the indicator there. I don't have the navigation switched on. And you can see basically all the traffic around you as well, just on this little screen. And there's also, you can also see the lanes as well. And all of those thanks to the cameras and the radars on this car. Now, the fully automatic drive is not available as yet, but when it's fully available, we're gonna test that function and show you how it does. Now, this car starts from just under 210 grand RMB, or just over 30,000 US dollars. And what do you get? You get this 4.9 meter long body, you get a 2.9 meter wheelbase, you get as standard 800 voltage super high speed charge, where you can get in just under 15 minutes 610 kilometers of range. And you get these 19-inch alloy wheels as standard. You get these frameless doors as standard as well. And this car has a few models. Now, this is the base model. You have a 75 kilowatts battery. That's good for more than 600 kilometers of range. And you can also opt for the 100 kilowatt battery. And then there is the four-wheel drive model, which is just over 260,000 RMB. And then you have the performance model, that's only available in yellow. And that one is good so you can do a 0 to 100 speed in just under 2.8 seconds.